What's up, guys? Joe 672 coming to you guys with a video right now. So I want to go over OTAs today. The media was there today, so we got to see some really cool things, very exciting things. So I want to go over some of the injuries and the players that were not at practice. So the players that are injured right now: Zach Brown, the Redskins linebacker that came to the Philadelphia Eagles. He was at practice for OTAs today. Last week he wasn't there. Minor injury. I wouldn't really make a big deal about it. Miles Sanders is another guy that was not at practice, minor injury, but this is very important for Miles Sanders because he really needs his reps, because we cannot turn him into a Donald Pumphrey where he's going to have a nagging injury and then kind of just play the last preseason game for nothing. But I hope he's okay. I think he's fine. Nothing really came out. Nothing crazy came out about Miles Sanders. It's probably something really small, so I didn't really see anything that was too complicated to really try to look at with this. So let me go over the players that were not at practice today. Matt Collins, Alshon Jeffrey, Ronald Darby, Rodney McLeod, Jordan Howard. I thought he was there. I saw a video of him there, but it says he wasn't there, so I don't know what's going on with that. Miles Sanders, Malcolm Jenkins, Corey Clement, Jalen Mills, Paul Worlow, Nigel Brown, Lane Johnson, Jason Peters, Brandon Brooks, Fletcher Cox. So those are the players that were not at OTA. Jim Schwartz had his press conference and had some really nice things to say about the new defensive tackle Hassan Ridgeway that we acquired in a trade during the draft from the Colts. And a late 6th, 7th round pick for next year or something like that. We switched one of our picks this year, I think, traded for Hassan Ridgeway. Coming from a 3-4 scheme to a 4-3, Jim Schwartz pretty much said he has a knack for football. I mean, he knows he can penetrate really well, and is a very good rotational guy. Says that he was in Nate Sudfeld's face all day today. He was going, I mean, good. If he's beating the backup offensive line, that's a good thing. And as Hassan Ridgeway, we want him to be like another Steven Means out there, another guy that's going to come in and just start wreaking havoc on offensive line, which would be really nice. I'm really happy to hear that. Good news about Hassan Ridgeway, that he's actually doing stuff at camp, that he's actually making progress, and Jim Schwartz is a big fan. Switching from a 3-4 to a 4-3, it may seem easy just to shoot the gap and just go full throttle. But it's, for some players, it's hard because you're used to engaging in a 4-3 and reacting to where the play is going. That's what you do in a 3-4. So I'm happy about the Hassan Ridgeway news. So the undrafted linebacker from Wisconsin, TJ Edwards, that we are praying to God he makes this team. He broke up a screen pass and a few passes, regular passes today, deflected some passes, and honestly had a really good day. This is one of probably the best undrafted free agent that we do have that can make this roster. So this is going to be good competition with the linebacker group. You have LJ Ford out there. You have, other than Zach Brown and Nigel Brown, they are pretty much proven. Paul Worlow coming back from a torn ACL. So you have a lot of depth at linebacker. Jordan Hicks got paid with the Arizona Cardinals, $22 million guaranteed. What the hell? But I'm happy with this group, and I'm happy that TJ Edwards is making stride to go do something. Okay, so this is a good thing. So TJ Edwards, that's a thumbs up for him for today at OTAs. Jim Schwartz actually talked about LJ Ford as well, that he thinks of him more than a coverage linebacker. He's got great vision, has great instincts, can read and direct where his feet go. His feet move at the same time with his eyes. So he's reading plays really well because he was a starting linebacker at OTAs today with Camu Grugier-Hill. So both of them started, but Jim Schwartz said some really nice things about LJ Ford, and coming here, having a very good late year with the Steelers last year, and making promise that, hey, maybe he could come in and be a starting linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles for a good amount of time. But plenty of depth behind it, like I just said about the linebacker spot before, and LJ Ford's doing good things, so that's a great thing. A free agent signing that's producing is a thumbs up for me, so I'm glad about the LJ Ford news. So Carson Wentz and DeSean Jackson are having a pretty good time out there. They've already apparently have a secret handshake that they kind of just made, like Jordan Matthews and Carson Wentz had. Apparently they have their own little handshake now that we'll find out later, when the season starts. But Carson Wentz threw about 3 touchdowns to DeSean Jackson in the red zone today. He actually threw only one deep ball to DeSean Jackson today. And Russell Douglas, the cornerback, swatted it down. But from what the beat writers, when they were watching it, they said that DeSean looked like he wasn't going 100%, which Russell Douglas is not catching DeSean Jackson. That was just, whatever. But other than that, 3 red zone touchdowns by Carson Wentz to DeSean Jackson. The chemistry is building. DeSean Jackson is very excited. Had his little mini press conference today. Very excited with Carson Wentz is doing better. The defense has been winning the OTAs the past few times. And he said we had to kind of raise the bar a little bit and, kind of get into the defense heads and show what they got. But DeSean Jackson is going to work these corners, no doubt in my mind. I'll go a little bit further on that later in this video. So the offensive line. Who started in the second team? Well, the first team started Andre Dillard, Isaac Samalo, Jason Kelsey, Halapuli Vaitai, and Jordan Mailata at right tackle. Now, the big news today was Jordan Mailata did really well at right tackle today. He did very, very, very well. Did a little bit of like a sweep run with one. I don't know what running back was running the ball. Didn't really say, but came over, blocked Sidney Jones, used that big body, got in front, and the coaches said that Jordan Mailata is looking very comfortable at the right tackle position. Not saying that he can't play left if he has to, but I think for now, right tackle is where they're going to kind of put him if they really have to as like the swing tackle, which is a good thing. So, I'm happy for Jordan Mailata. I don't really want him to be here. I understand last year was the first year he played football, NFL football, then rugby. But hey, it's production, and I can't wait to see him block in preseason. So I'm looking forward to Jordan Mailata at right tackle. Devontae Maddox starting at the outside corner position. You had Sidney Jones starting in the slot today. So kind of crazy, weird. I don't know what's going on with Cravon LeBlanc right now because he was there today. But Sidney Jones got reps in the nickel spot, so we'll see where that goes. They're going to be doing this a lot, guys. So just because they're in those spots doesn't mean anything. But I see Avonte Maddox playing on the outside, regardless. So that's pretty much going on with the secondary right now. DeSean Jackson was actually returning punts today. Kind of surprised, but not surprised. I'm surprised because we have some other players that got some speed. Like they've already talked about Boston Scott, DeAndre Hopkins, the undrafted free agent rookie out of Penn State. And, you have Corey Clement back there if you really need to put him on punts, but you really need somebody with speed. I would like a DeAndre Tompkins. I would like, I don't want to put too much on DeSean Jackson for his age. He really can't take big hits. He really can't. So you don't want to waste him on punt returns too much. I don't think he'll be the punt returner. I think he'll be like a backup punt returner if we really need him, if somebody's hurt or maybe, don't get me wrong. They'll use DeSean Jackson if they have to in games. Like if they really need a good punt return, they'll throw him in there. Okay. So we'll see what happens with that. Carson Wentz was throwing dimes today, guys. Dimes. Okay. Threw about at least 5 or 6 touchdown passes. Okay. One was to J.J. Arcega-Whiteside in the corner of the end zone. It was such a good pass and such a great catch. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside ran to the corner of the end zone, turned Sidney Jones, and came up, used that upper body. Sidney Jones had no chance. Came down with the ball and used that physicality of his body, jumping up with that basketball athleticism that he does have. So very happy to see J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is still getting strong and better by the day. And now, man, I can't wait to see J.J. Arcega-Whiteside in preseason. Camu Grugier-Hill had a pretty good day too. Kind of broke a Wentz screen. Wentz threw a screen pass, broke that up, threw it past to Dallas Goedert at the goal line, broke that up, looked into the tight end's eyes and said, "Get that shit out of here." Kind of just got into his face. So Camu's getting Camu is an all-around good linebacker. I'm glad he's here because he came from the Patriots. He was just a special teamer on this team for a couple of years. and then earned a spot at the linebacker position. So you have a lot, like I said, linebacker again, a lot of depth, a lot of things going on. So I'm happy about that. Going back to DeSean Jackson, burned Avonte Maddox, burned him. And so what these beat writers saw from Avonte Maddox getting beat by DeSean Jackson on a cross play, on an inside play for a touchdown. Literally, DeSean Jackson walked up in like first gear speed to Avonte Maddox, went from first gear for 15 yards to fifth gear to another 20 yards, and just burnt him, just destroyed him on the field for a touchdown. And I have to say, like I said, I already knew this was going to happen. These cornerbacks are going to be put to work. So I'm telling you right now, these cornerbacks are going to have a hard time covering DeSean Jackson. So I'm happy that he's, I'm really glad how much effort he's putting into this program and how important I could tell he's so happy being here. And that's all that matters to me and to this fan base. So I'm happy with that. So that's really it, guys. That's pretty much all the news today. I've been pretty much putting together some stuff today. So second media day, because the media is only there once a week for the Eagles. So they're only there for, I think, a good hour, 15. I forgot how long they're there for, but not too long. So I'm really happy about that. I have some other videos coming out, but this is the second media day of OTAs, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys later. Let's keep this going, guys. I'll see you guys. Shake squad up. Fly, let's fly.